seated. The Honorable Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Robert Nestor Morgan, Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Audrey Sewell, Cabinet Secretary, Permanent Secretaries all, because there are a number of them with us present today, heads of departments and organizations present, Chief Technical Director in the Public Sector Modernization Division, Marjorie Johnson, employees within the public sector, ladies and gentlemen all, good morning. For those of you who don't know, those who went to the JAXA conference, you know me as Althea McKenzie, right? Well, that is who I am. Good morning, and it is a pleasure to be sharing this time with you. I continue to celebrate service excellence. It seems it has become a wonderful part of my life, and I'm very thankful for it. Very happy to be with you all. It is Sir Sridhar Ramphal, who on the occasion of the visit of Nelson Mandela, the late Nelson Mandela, to the University of the West Indies, who said, "The air is resonant with the creative energy of a man." I want you to allow me to paraphrase that to say, the air is resonant with the collective energy of excellent customer service representatives within the public sector. Give yourselves a warm, wonderful round of applause. It is Albert Schweitzer who says, "The purpose of human life is to serve and show compassion and the will to help others." And you might ask, what does Schweitzer mean? The quote encapsulates the belief that the true purpose of human existence lies in serving others, demonstrating compassion, and actively extending help to those who need it. It emphasizes the importance of selflessness and the inherent connection between our own fulfillment and the well-being of others. That is what we have come here to celebrate this morning. That sense of selflessness and the inherent connection between our own fulfillment and the well-being of others. But you have not come here to listen to me wax and wane about these issues, have you? You've come to hear who has won the awards, and the best way to get that done is to make sure that I tick right along. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be hearing from in just a few minutes, the Honorable Audrey Sewell, the Cabinet Secretary. But let me tell you a little bit about her, because I don't take it for granted that you all know. The Honorable Audrey V. Sewell became Cabinet Secretary on the 1st of August, 2023. Don't think of her as a new kid on the block, however. She has a long and distinguished career in the public sector, including at the Heart Trust NSTA, where she served in various capacities, including Director of Academies. Mrs. Sewell also served as Principal Director of the Justice Ministry's Justice Training Institute, JTI, from 2004 to 2008. Under her leadership, the JTI was registered by the University Council of Jamaica. Additionally, Mrs. Sewell expanded the offerings provided by the JTI and positioned the organization as the justice training hub within the Caribbean. In 2008, Mrs. Sewell is appointed Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education. In 2011, she was reassigned to the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing. In February 2016, Mrs. Sewell was assigned to serve as Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Later that year, she was also appointed to serve as Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, performing both roles simultaneously. I have described her this way before. She is the chief public servant, yes, but guess what? She is also the person who understands best, I think, how important customer service is in the public sector. The Cabinet Secretary is the most senior policy advisor in the civil service. What a heavy hat to wear. She's Secretary to the Cabinet, responsible to all ministers for the running of Cabinet, and is also the head of the civil service. And I see her wanting me to get this over and done with. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome the Honorable Audrey Sewell, OJ, CD, JP, Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you very much, Ms. McKenzie. We are together again. Service excellence. We have crossed paths in this month of emphasis on service excellence. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am feeling good from up here based on what I am seeing. Marjorie, we have a full house. Yes, I know you were concerned when the rain started, but God is good. And I want to thank you all for the support this morning, and I hope everybody here will be an awardee, one way or the other. But let me get into the meat of it. Honorable Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism, or Jamaica and the world, isn't it? It's just all over being recognized, and I want to acknowledge him for his most recent achievement. What is it, UNWTO Minister? Yes, he's Vice President. Yes. That's a significant achievement for Jamaica. So I call him Minister of Tourism for Jamaica and for the world. Yes. In the absence of the other ministers, I want to acknowledge them, notwithstanding. We know some would be late. My colleague, permanent secretaries and Director General, heads of entities, colleague public sector employees, special invited guests, members of the media, all, good morning again. As we gather to celebrate excellence within the public sector, we recognize our shared commitment to the modernization of government and the pursuit of delivering exceptional services to our citizens. That's what we are all about. Public servants to deliver excellent service to our citizens. That's why we are employed. This Service Excellence Awards is therefore not merely an event. It is a testament to the tireless dedication of individuals and teams who have embraced innovation, efficiency, and customer-centric approach to service delivery. This awards ceremony is a reminder that the government is on a mission to enhance the lives of our citizens through improved government services. And all of that will be realized through me and through each and every one of us here this morning. Today we celebrate the achievements of the past. All of us must remain resolute in our commitment to the effective adaptation of systems and services and to fair, impartial, and professional services. Despite the various challenges that may beset us, the standard of excellence for us as public servants and the public sector, by extension, cannot be compromised. Our citizens demand excellence, and we, all of us here, and by extension, the entire public sector, we must deliver. We must ensure innovation and efficiency in the delivery of world-class services. Our goal as the Office of the Cabinet is to foster an environment where excellence becomes the norm and not the exception in all public sector institutions. And I would always say, we have a song that we sing at church, what a day that will be. And it says, when by Jesus I shall see, what a day that will be, when I will live to see all of us offering excellent service. That is my dream. And like Martin Luther King, I have a dream, and I hope one day it will become a reality, even if I exit the service. We all owe that to the people of Jamaica and all who we serve. Today, I congratulate all the awardees, recognize the nominees, and acknowledge the hard work of all our public sector employees. I believe we're all going to get there. It will require a change of culture, a change of the norm, and a shaking up of the status quo. I also extend deepest appreciation to all our partners and collaborators, including the judges who have joined hands with us in this noble endeavor. Your presence and hard work underscore the significance of our collective mission to modernize government services, making them more accessible, efficient, and responsive to the needs of our citizens. Together, we will continue to build a government that is not only modern and efficient, but all customer-focused. Together, we will make it happen. Recognizing that the service we provide to our citizens defines our legacy. What will be your legacy? What will be my legacy? I know I want to leave a service, a first-class, top-rated civil service when I step away. What will be yours? As we enjoy this award ceremony, let us together recommit to building a legacy of distinction. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank very much the Honorable Audrey Sewell, Cabinet Secretary, and as Ms. Lou would say, no fenke clapping. So you know she deserves a better round of applause than that. And when your Cabinet Secretary comes up and she already gives you a charge from the start of this wonderful ceremony, you know you have some work to do, right? So while we're celebrating service excellence, we also acknowledge that it is not just something that you do one day and get it right. You have to do it every day and get it right every day. Ladies and gentlemen, part of service excellence is ensuring that we use our time wisely as well, eh? So we're going to be moving right along because I know that you are here to hear what the minister has to say, but you're also here to hear who has won awards. The Honorable Edmund Bartlett, Jamaica's Minister of Tourism, is a transformative leader with over 4 decades of dedicated public service. Beginning his career in Parliament, Mr. Bartlett has held various important roles, including Minister of State for Information, Broadcasting and Culture, and Minister of Youth, Sports and Community Development. He first assumed the tourism portfolio in 2007. He now wears it like it's a glove, with subsequent tenures that have had far-reaching implications for Jamaica and the global tourism landscape. Mr. Bartlett's impact is especially evident in his innovative initiatives aimed at enhancing social equity and human capital within the tourism sector. Through the Jamaica Center of Tourism Innovation and the groundbreaking Tourism Workers Pension Scheme, he has fostered a more inclusive and secure environment for over 10,000 industry professionals. These initiatives are not only revolutionary in Jamaica, but also set a global standard, amassing over $1 billion within a year of implementation. He is the founder of the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center, GTRCMC, and under his leadership, this organization has grown into an international network of experts dedicated to developing resilient tourism practices. It has satellite centers across the globe from North America to Africa. Wow. The minister's influence on the international stage was evident when the United Nations ratified Jamaica's efforts to bolster resilience in world tourism by officially designating February 17 as Global Tourism Resilience Day annually. That deserves a round of applause. As an author, Mr. Bartlett has enriched the discourse on tourism resilience with publications that promise to be seminal works in his field. His books, Tourism Resilience and Recovery for Global Sustainability and Development, Navigating COVID-19 and the Future, which he co-edited with GTRCMC Executive Director, Professor Lloyd Waller, and Thought Leadership on Tourism Resilience and Sustainability in the 21st Century, have garnered international attention and are used as educational resources worldwide. Regionally and internationally, he has held significant leadership positions, and you heard the Cabinet Secretary mentioning one, including chairman of various UN and Caribbean tourism organization boards. As one of the world's leading tourism ministers, Mr. Bartlett has served as chairman of the board of affiliate members of the United Nations World Tourism Organization, vice chair of the same organization's Executive Council, vice chair of the Caribbean Tourism Organization, CTO, and He is currently the chair of the Organization of American States Inter-American Committee on Tourism. His work has earned him numerous accolades such as the Caribbean Tourism Minister of the Year and Pacific Area Travel Writers Association Award for Sustainable Tourism. And more recently, he was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award for promotion of sustainable travel and tourism by the Pacific Area Travel Writers Association International Travel Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett.
Thank you, Ms. Althea. I just wondered if that was an obituary. Dr. Henry might signal something. It's a good thing the Prime Minister isn't here, because he might just say, okay, that's it. Let's commit. But committing is an important part of the process. And I want to begin by thanking you for your kind invitation to have me substitute for the Prime Minister today. It's a great honor. As a matter of fact, I could not avoid this appointment. Even though I have to leave you to drive to Montego Bay in this rain for a retreat, ministry retreat that has started already. And then, of course, the many other things. But because of why you're here, I'm forced to be here. Because I think where you are, and you will forgive me for just recognizing the distinguished partners who are all gathered here this morning. Very distinguished, everyone. Only me about to be extinguished, but everybody is very distinguished. And, you know, the role you play is so critical to us that, you know, except for the protocols which exist, we would want to just embrace you all as being honorable persons who are critical to the process. And good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to start where I think our CABSEC might have invoked some religious and holier notions for consideration. Because I recall the very important verse from the good book, which I think is apropos for us, especially here as service providers and caregivers in many ways, that the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve and to give himself as a living sacrifice for many. I think if we embrace that, we begin to understand the value of service, and that service, therefore, is not a requirement of life. It's an outcome of life. And that outcome is what brings joy and satisfaction. And to borrow an economic phrase, it brings utils of satisfaction to so many as we go along. So I wanted to preface my comments with that, because contextualizing my few short moments with you in terms of some ideas is around the fact that the greatest ambition of man must be to serve. Because it is in service that we find fulfillment. So the public sector, I think, is a complex environmental, and often the full scope and value of your work is underestimated by the public, and sometimes even by your own workers. The government is one of the largest providers of services which impact our lives and our livelihoods. However, most people understand the workings of government from the point at which it impacts their daily lives, such as collecting taxes, yes, building roads and schools, garbage collection, the availability of health services, and controlling crime and violence, and so on. So all these services are important, but this is just a tip of the iceberg. Government is much more, as you know. The government is also responsible for protecting the country from external threats and maintaining armed forces, offering support for vulnerable populations through welfare, food assistance, and housing programs, regulating businesses and markets to ensure fair competition and consumer protection, implementing policies to protect the environment and natural resources, representing the country's interests in international affairs, and maintaining diplomatic relations, providing disaster relief, firefighting and emergency medical services, and promoting and preserving national and cultural heritage, just to mention a few. And I did that almost imposing on your patience, since I know that you are well seized with all of this, because that's what you do. But for good order, I make references there. So the sheer enormity of government's responsibility makes it critical that we take seriously the effective implementation of a framework of service excellence in the public sector that will provide quality in service delivery and enhance how we do business with the government on a community, national, and international scale. Building, I think, our nation depends on it. I therefore commend the Public Sector Modernization Division, PSMD, within the Office of Cabinet for leading the government's drive for continuous service improvement in the public sector, and in particular, for implementing the Service Excellence Awards to recognize and reward public sector entities demonstrating outstanding performance in delivering quality services to our citizens, to recognize organizations that have demonstrated strong commitment to the promotion and implementation of improvements in key service delivery areas. You will appreciate that perhaps one of the reasons that I might have been asked is that I help with perhaps the most visible service delivery arrangement in the government, because that's what we do. 60% of the value of the experience of our visitor is, let me hear you, service. Service. And I see one of the great custodian of service at what I call the point of contact, that is a moment of truth in the market. You know where the moment of truth is? When the customer meets the product for the first time. That's Andrew Winter. That's a moment of truth for us in tourism. So service excellence, I think, plays a crucial role in driving national development. It is not merely a business concept, but a fundamental pillar of a thriving society. When a country prioritizes service excellence, it establishes a strong foundation for economic growth, social progress, and overall advancement. By delivering exceptional service to its citizens, businesses, and visitors, a nation can attract investments. A lot of people didn't think about that, yes? Stimulate productivity and enhance its global competitiveness. First and foremost, I think service excellence enhances social well-being and the quality of life. It ensures that citizens have access to essential services such as health care and education, transportation, utilities, just to mention a few more. By providing reliable and high-quality services, government can improve the standard of living and create a more equitable society. And I like that word, equitable. Because you hear our Prime Minister talk about that a lot. 2 words. Well, 3 words that we have been talking about. One is merit. You know that word? Merit. The second is equity, which says you must not be denied based on merit. And the last one is access. So bear those 3 words in mind. as we go along. By providing reliable and high-quality services, government can improve the standard of living and create a more equitable society. This fosters, in turn, social cohesion and reduces inequities, which are crucial elements for sustainable development. Furthermore, service excellence fosters trust and confidence among citizens. When government agencies, businesses, and institutions consistently deliver high-quality service, and I want to impose another phrase for you, high-touch service, and I'll define that a bit, yes? Or perhaps I should just do it quickly, a service from the heart. That's what you alone can give. Nobody else can give that, because it's a little piece of you that you're transmitting to somebody else. High-touch service. So businesses and institutions consistently deliver high-quality services. When that happens, people develop faith in their abilities and intentions. Trust is the bedrock of a strong society. Say it again. Trust is the bedrock of a strong society, enabling collaboration, investment, and social cohesion. Moreover, service excellence enhances the competitiveness of a nation. In the global economy, countries that offer exceptional service attract foreign direct investment, stimulate economic growth, and create job opportunities. It's a hallmark of a nation's commitment to progress and prosperity. And that's my metaphor, prosperity. Yeah, that's my metaphor. Companies seeking to expand or establish a presence in a new market are more likely to choose countries with a reputation for excellence in service delivery. This is because efficient and reliable service minimizes operational risks, improves customer satisfaction, and fosters a favorable business environment. I wonder if you begin to understand how deeply inserted what you do and what you're about is in the overall progress and development of our country and the nation. And I hope it, what's the term? It sinks in. Sinks in, all right, good. So, service excellence also facilitates innovation and technological advancement, as efficient service providers can adapt and integrate new technologies more effectively. We felt a little of that in COVID, didn't we? As we were a little more nimble. And one of the reasons that Jamaica has navigated COVID with such seamlessness, and I use that word carefully, because it doesn't infer that there were no glitches. It doesn't infer that there were any disruptions. But what it said is that you were able to move through, notwithstanding those glitches and difficulties. So it's the context of seamlessness here, Dr. Henry. Yes? So this drive for innovation, I think, ultimately benefits the entire society as it promotes inclusivity. Excellent services should be accessible to all, regardless of socio-economic status. Do we make that one sink in? So we say it again, you think? Right? Excellent services should be accessible to all. Uptown, downtown, midtown, black, white, pink, yellow, Indian, Chinaman. All right. Regardless of economic status. And very, very important. And I want that one to be understood, that that is our purpose. Not for the big man, not for the little man, but for every man. So while service excellence is undoubtedly beneficial for national development, it is essential to consider the economic costs associated with achieving and maintaining high service standards. So you see where I'm going? We're into responsibility now, yes? All right, good. So investing in infrastructure, training, technology, and process improvement requires significant financial resources. You hear that, Kebsek? Governments and businesses need to allocate budgets and make strategic investments to enhance service delivery. Additionally, service excellence also necessitates regulatory framework and standards to ensure consistency and quality. These frameworks require monitoring, enforcement, and compliance mechanisms, which also entails cost. However, it is important to note that the economic cost of service excellence is outweighed by its long-term benefit, such as increased productivity, enhanced competitiveness, and improved social well-being. So then what we have discovered is that the cost-benefit analysis is right before our eyes, and there's an ROI on good service delivery. Well, we know that, and there's another little piece here that I was going to go into to tell you all about the wonderful performance of tourism as a result of high service. But I think you know that, you read that every day. But I just wanted to emphasize that recognizing that you have to invest in service delivery invites you to consider that the key driver of service excellence is people. And therefore, the investment must first of all be in people. Build the capacity of people to deliver high-touch service. And in building this capacity, it's not about recognizing that you must accumulate knowledge and information. It's about enabling the conversion of ideas and knowledge into practical applications which bring value. Let me say that piece again, because it almost sounds profound, don't you think? That real capacity to convert. And that's what innovation is about. Because innovation is not about invention. It's not necessarily for you to find absolutely brand new things coming out of the blue. Innovation is about adding value. And that's what we must do daily. And we learned that with COVID. That we had to be nimble and we had to be adaptive. And we had to be responsive. But we had to be adding value at every step of the way. Guess why? We were in a process of iteration. We didn't have the answers. So, yes, trial and error until you find it. Till you get that best fit line. Economists, yes? We're not going to be maximizing cost and benefits. No, we're not going there. We're just going to say that we want that best fit line where ideas and actions coincide. And so I want to congratulate you again for this award. This is about celebrating service. This is about highlighting service. This is about showcasing service. This is about putting service excellence in the arena, mainstreaming service excellence, and making it part of the DNA of governance. God bless you.
We thank Minister Bartlett very much. You did a little bit better with the applause, but I think you can still do better. Part of service excellence is recognizing when someone is hitting the right notes and you reward them for having hit the right notes. So please applaud him again. We insist. Okay, sir.
And just to close by telling you something. The next 25 years, there will be 1 billion more tourists traveling the world. Where are they going to go? Where are they coming from? Small countries like ours will end up being on the other side of the game. Nobody goes to the big countries and they have to over tourism. We have to build capacity here to absorb that need. It's about people.
And we thank Minister Bartlett again. Ladies and gentlemen, he said service excellence is not about economic status. It is about everyone. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter your religious affiliation. Once you meet someone, you ought to be giving them the best of yourself. My farmers tell me on Farm Talk on Power 106 FM that what I do is the university for farmers. And I recognize that what I'm doing is sharing information that sometimes they probably would not otherwise have access to. So I take it very seriously. So I live service excellence just by that engagement with the farmers and our fisher folk. And I think so many of you from the different areas in which you serve, that is exactly what you're doing. Each engagement, you recognize that every person is important. Each customer is important. A friend of mine once told me the story. She was working in an organization, a well-known organization. The organization is not what is important here. It's the story behind it. And she says a lady came in to purchase a living room suite. But the way she looked, ragged. The person who was on the floor did not want to deal with her. She took it for granted that this person could not be serious because of the way she was attired. And then this friend who was working in the organization, she went over to her and she inquired, "How can I help you?" And the lady told her exactly what it was that she needed. As it turned out, the woman was a pastor of a church, but she had cash. She was coming to make a cash purchase, but she did not want people to realize that she was in a position to make that cash purchase. So she went incognito. Yes? And then when the person who should have dealt with her first realized that the other person was going to make a sale, she went and complained to the supervisor. And the lady said, you were the first person that I engaged with, and you ignored me. And so this is the person I'm going to deal with. You never know who it is that you're meeting. It could be an angel. Or as the cabinet secretary would probably say, it could be your savior. And how you treat that individual, my friends, is going to make a big, big difference. So very, very important. All right, so what I'm going to do before we move into the reason we are here, because I see the excitement, I know y'all sitting there to see, it's like, why I'll take a top chat and get to the awards, because that is why we're here. Yes, I'm bilingual. I speak very well the standard Jamaican English, but me chat patwa too. Right. So, before we get to those awards though, you have to delay a little bit. Yes? Yes, suspense it is called. I'm going to ask you to turn your attention to the screen. We're going to just play for you a short video, just 2 minutes. Elements of service excellence.
Effective customer service is important in all government entities that provide services to the public. The most basic customer interaction can affect an organization's reputation and their customer relationships. Here are 7 elements of service excellence that will improve your service delivery. Timeliness and effectiveness. Service providers must provide prompt and accurate service in a timely manner. Effective communication. Appropriate channels should be provided to make information readily accessible and collect customer feedback. Proficiency and competency. Service providers must have the relevant technical expertise and customer service skills to satisfy the customer's needs. Responsiveness. Service providers must be quick to adapt and adopt changes to improve service to customers. Customer and people-centric. Service providers must identify and respond to the needs of their customers, whether through technological or environmental changes. Professionalism. The acceptable behaviors and attitudes that form the culture of the organization should include respect and courtesy to all customers. Service standards. Government-wide standards should be developed by the public sector and applied to each ministry, department, or agency for which the organization should be held accountable. All government entities should use the Service Excellence Policy to guide service delivery and establish a culture of service excellence in the public sector. To access the Service Excellence Policy, please visit the Public Sector Modernization Division's website today.
All right, so lots of lessons, and that is what life is all about. We're never too old to learn, and even when we think we have it right, we still continue to learn. Did you know the ISO has a standard for service excellence too? Yes. But we don't need the ISO to dictate to us how it is that we should operate in our organizations, do we? Because if we start with ourselves, then we get it right all the time. My thought process has always been that if we treat the internal customer right, we can't get it wrong with the external customer. Because if we're treating each other as colleagues in the way that we should, then when someone from the outside comes, we have already had the experience of how to deal with people with different personalities. And so we start with ourselves. It's the same thing in our homes. You start by teaching the children exactly what to do. My daughter is 24. She still asks permission to take something from the refrigerator that she has not put in there. Yeah. It's not hers, so she's not going to have it unless she has asked permission. It might sound a way, but if we start with how it is that we raise our children, these are the tenets that they're going to take out into society with them. And when they get into organizations where they're required to serve, they will then already understand exactly what to do. All right, so are we ready? No, sir. I'm going to have a seat. Because only Cabinet Secretary ready. Cabinet Secretary, I can sit down, right? Because nobody else is ready for this. You sure, sir?
They're warming up. Yes.
I think it's a little bit of rain that fell. All right, and the room might be a little bit cold. So let me ask the question again. Let me ask it in stages. Are we ready? Yes. Are we ready? Yes. Are we ready? Yes. Are we ready? Yes. All right, I think we sound ready now. I think we sound ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is being recognized here today is service excellence. I think you've been hearing it so much over the last month that even if you didn't understand it before, you're coming into an understanding of what it is. People want to work in and be served by organizations that are known for excellent service. And government organizations over the years have gotten a bad rap, haven't you? Yes, we have to be honest, they have gotten a bad rap. But these days, when I deal with government organizations, I'm having a much better experience. And that's what we want everyone to have, no matter the organization. And the reason they're going to have the better experience is because of people like? People like? Yes. Acknowledge it. You say it like you're not proud. People like who? Yes, people like me. Personalize it because it is important. All right, I see the awards rolling in. And I want to know who is going to get the awards this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, the first category, and I'm looking to my left to make sure that the ladies are winking at me to make sure that we have the first award ready. The first award today is the Operational Excellence Award. This award is given to the entity that has the most demonstrable improvements in public sector efficiency. This includes reduction in customer service inquiries and labor-intensive processes, as well as improved compliance and the use of technology to operate better, faster, and leaner. The ISO standard speaks about the use of technology as well. The criteria for this award: efficiency and streamlining, and technological integration. I wonder who you think has won this award. It is an organization that when you go and you apply for something in that organization, it literally takes you about 5 minutes to get it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know which organization that is? Do you know which organization that is? Let us have that drum roll. The winner of the Operational Excellence Award 2023 is the National Health Fund. I am going to invite, yes, Mrs. Marjorie Johnson to join me. She's directing traffic for me this morning, but she's also going to come up to make this first presentation. And do we have a representative from the National Health Fund? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Oh, yes. Well-deserved National Health Fund. People talk about how quickly they go in and they are able to, in and out. And it's not a joke. In and out. That is service excellence. Put your hands together. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, one award down. We have several to go. The next award comes from the category Public Education and Communication. Sounds like something that I would vie for. No, but I'm not in the category today. This award is presented to the organization that has demonstrated excellence in proactively communicating and sharing information about their services with customers and the wider public. This includes information sharing through multiple modalities, traditional and new media, community outreach, social and health fairs. The criteria for this award: information sharing, utilization of multiple modalities, proactive communication, and criteria for impact and reach. This is an organization that travels all over the place to get their message out, yard and abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. Good job. The winner of the Public Education and Communications Award 2023 is the Registrar General's Department. And I see Wayne Henry, Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, coming forward to make this presentation. You see how fast he is on the draw? That is service excellence. Before I called his name, he was ready. Give them another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're moving right along, moving along. We're at award number 3, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award. This is a very important award. And if we take our cue from what it is that Minister said about service not being about economic status, it is about everyone, we recognize how important this particular award is. This recognizes organizations that have demonstrated a commitment to promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace, such as developing or leading initiatives to increase representation, creating an inclusive environment. And the criteria for this award is to establish programs to reach vulnerable and hard-to-reach groups. I have a feeling that somehow in your mind, you already know who is going to win this award. Because if we're talking diversity, if we're talking equity, and we're talking inclusion, this is the organization. Whether you come from uptown, downtown, midtown, roundtown, this organization is there to serve you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready with that drum roll? Yes, man, we're drum rolling it. The winner of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award, the National Health Fund. Mr. Henry, please make this presentation for me again. Yes, NHF is in the house. Yes. This is good stuff, isn't it? It makes you feel good. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a lot of awards, you know. No, because when you're starting something, you start small, and then it gets bigger, right? Cabsec? Yes, of course. All right, so we're at award number 4, the Website of the Year Award. The Website of the Year Award. This award, ladies and gentlemen, is presented to the entity that has demonstrated its use of a data-driven approach to strengthen its relationship with customers through a modern, mobile-friendly website with enhancements such as greater accessibility for members of the disabled community, better website navigation, improved content, or increased self-service to eliminate the need for phone calls or in-office visits, and incorporation of the PBCJ web and digital media standards. The criteria for this award: user-centric enhancements and data-driven approach. Drum roll, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner in this category, Award 4, the Website of the Year Award, is the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Mr. Robertson, I'm inviting you to come up. Wayne Robertson, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, to make this presentation. And put your hands together for the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Isn't this a feel-good moment? How many of you work in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service? Girl, you have to do a little better than that. Congratulations. I think you should remain. I have another one that I think I want you to do, so don't move. All right, we're almost finished now. Almost finished. We have 8 awards. Is it 8? Yes. We have 8 awards, and then we have some other special awards to give away after that. So we're down to another important award. We're at award 5. You're counting with me? We're at 5, right? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this one is the Digital Innovation and Modernization Award. This award recognizes the organization that has demonstrated leadership in serving the public by transitioning from outdated technology or in-person interactions to modern digital technologies. The criteria for this award: technological transformation and user-centric design. This sweet. May I have the drum roll, please? Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Digital Innovation and Modernization Award is the... But wait, I expected you to say it. The National Health Fund. Yes, it's the NHF show. Congratulations, the National Health Fund.
Congratulations, well deserved.
All right, so. Thank you, Mr. Robertson, and congratulations to the National Health Fund. Well done. This next category, Category 6, Award 6, is the Customer Engagement Award. So how do you engage your customers? The award recognizes the use of innovative tools to expand customer engagement and remove barriers to accessing services. It recognizes the use of customer feedback to provide useful insights and improve decision-making for measurable impact. The criteria for this award: innovative customer engagement and the use of customer feedback to inform decision-making. And again, I call for that drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Customer Engagement Award is... No, you're wrong this time. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Registrar General's Department. And should I invite Mr. Henry? Oh, I hear that CABSEC should come and make this presentation. We're giving you work to do, CABSEC. Yes, ma'am. All right, so to make this presentation, you see how it feels good when you win something? Yes, man, it feels good. Those of you who are from other organizations, you're going to go back and nudge them and say, listen, we don't want to be left out of this award thing next year, right? Yes, that's exactly what is going to happen. Thank you so very much. Good. All right, so I have an award that I want to give out, but I'm not going to get to it yet until I see the presenter. I don't see the presenter yet, but I hear the presenter is going to be coming through that door any minute. So this would be when they say, on radio, there is no such thing as dead air. So you have to fill the gap, right? You see me trial now, ma? That Marga girl named Winji want come put me in a casket and big lad story, you know. She sent come call me the other day. And when I'm with my child, the whole family get on me like, I was kerosene aisle. Them so somebody tell me Terry and she tell her daughter that would have walked about and definite her character. And the somebody will tell me Terry. Say that somebody know Winji. Say Winji tell that somebody and that somebody must be me. You see when them start to chat, you see ma? I'm glad I wasn't aisle. Father must catch a fire the way my temper boil. I plaster my mouth pandemic, I wouldn't take it. So for them never know that I know the rightful way it go. Me hear say Jane say I must say hear me say Sue say somebody tell Miss Matty say she hear say Sam beat Lou. Well, me uncle whisper it to Fan, and him go fast tell Drew. Him tell that pinch tell Vi, and Vi go ask back Sue. Sue go ask back Matty, and you know the size of her mouth. She called for Wingy name in there, and then the whole story broke out. Anyway, Lou says Sam don't beat her. Him uncle finger stone. And it make mistakes like her and broke her collarbone. I wheel right through the gate, you see, ma. And all the call I would look. I don't business in them caskets. For my life is an open book. Courtesy of the late Louise Bennett Coverley. And ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge the presence now of our next presenter. I don't know if he knows that he's our next presenter, but I'm telling him now. We speak of the Honorable Robert Nestor Morgan, and he's Minister without Portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister. Please make him welcome. All right, so we're winding down. We are at award number 7. The Customer Experience Award. Ladies and gentlemen, the award recognizes the government organization that has demonstrated improved public service to enhance the constituent experience. This includes improved transparency into requests and the adoption of a new and innovative approach to the communication of services. The criteria for this award: service improvement and evidence of positive experience. I wonder who has won. I can't tell you until after the drum roll. Before I make the announcement, ladies and gentlemen, may I invite the Honorable Robert Nestor Morgan, Minister without Portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister, to join me here on stage with the wonderful award for you know, how many of you did GSAT? Common entrance? What was the one before that? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, no, it is not Minister who has won the award. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. I need another drum roll. I think I need another drum roll. And let us collectively, remember I spoke about the collective energy in the room, collectively congratulate the National Health Fund. Do you think the National Health Fund is surprised? They seem to be shocked. Boy, I tell you, Minister, boy, they have like 3 already, you know, sir. It's 3 or 2 you have already. This is 4? Minister, I can keep it. They wouldn't forgive me though, so please hand it over. Minister, don't go. I'm just going to ask you to stay. I might as well have you wait. I don't know if you'll get to keep the next one. I doubt it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're at the final award in this category. This one is the Service Excellence Award. And, of course, it speaks volumes about service excellence. Because if you're a servant, then you should be demonstrating excellent service. And particularly if you're a public servant. This awardee in this category, the Service Excellence Award, is near and dear to my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have the drum roll, please? The winner of the Service Excellence Award 2023, the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. This feels so good. It does. Now, do you know, Minister, thank you so very much. Do you know that after every presentation, I should have had the winner making a brief speech? Do we want to have just one representative? Who do you think we should have come up here and the National Health Fund? Yes, we're going to get to the other awards that we have after this. I have to keep you in suspense. I can't just give away everything like that. Right? Right, Mrs. Johnson? Yes, Mrs. Johnson is in agreement with me. You're proud till your proudness drop a ground.
Yes, thank you, Alicia. Morning, Minister of CABSEC, PSs, heads of agencies, colleagues, friends. Let me first congratulate the Minister of Agriculture. I feel like I've won because I see my cousin, who is more like a sister. I didn't even realize she was here. We grew up in the same house for maybe 17 years, so I feel very good that she won that. But just to be very clear, though, that the philosophy we have at the NHF is that every person deserves to be treated with respect. And I've often said that if you care, you don't need customer service training because you're going to treat everybody with courtesy. And it starts internally before you get to the customer. So if you don't treat your staff well, then you can't treat customers well. And I think what we've done is try to understand what customers go through. Because if you don't understand their experience, you cannot improve it. So I'll just summarize, for example, our two main programs where we interact. For the NHF card, a lot of people need drugs, and they needed it urgently. So we were mailing out cards years ago, sending cards on the post office, and many of them came back. Now that denied a lot of people care. So initially when we said we wanted same-day card, had some resistance. But to summarize how it impacts one patient, we had one cancer patient who got the diagnosis in the day. They were able to get their card within 15 minutes and start drugs the same day. Previously, this would not happen. And the other thing is the pharmacy service. Now, I grew up in the belly of public health, and the pharmacy service, I think, was one of the most challenging. It would take days to get medication. So as a result, many persons would resort to not taking the meds, not opting to join a line, or trying to buy outside. So when we got this, we didn't want this because it was such a challenge. But we did what we call a quick prescript, where you send in your meds. We have scheduled refill and a number of options. And what it did, it allowed for persons to have so many routes to get their medication. So we took the service and we had under 1 million persons accessing, under 1 million prescriptions being processed. As at last year, we're nearing 3 million prescriptions being processed. All of this is done not by me, but a great team. A great team. We quarrel inside, but at the end of the day, the priorities of your customer must be your priority. So we accept the awards and we encourage all agencies, let us all work together, so that when I go to the RGD, I don't have to call my friend Charlton. Or if I go to PICA, I don't have to call Mr. Winter. And that has to be our goal. So we accept, but let us all work to improve. Thank you and have a good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Everton Anderson, Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Fund. What a team he has there. And when you have a good and committed team, it makes your job that much easier, doesn't it? Put your hands together for them once again. So I got so excited about giving the awards that I didn't even share a little bit of the background information. So let me just give you a little bit of the reason that we're here today in this grand celebration. The Service Excellence Awards, well, they seek to recognize organizations that have demonstrated a strong commitment to the promotion and implementation of improvements in key service delivery areas. The major award for this year is the Service Excellence Award. The award recognizes the ministry that has made significant advances in various strategies towards improved service delivery. And it also, the awards generally recognize the role of innovation and modernization in achieving service excellence. And let me then, from top to bottom, just acknowledge the winners in each category before we move to the next set of awards that we have for today. Yes, we have more. The Operational Excellence Award, the National Health Fund. The Public Education and Communication Award, the Registrar General's Department. The Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Award, the National Health Fund. The Website of the Year Award, the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. The Digital Innovation and Modernization Award, the National Health Fund. The Customer Engagement Award, the Registrar General's Department. The Customer Experience Award, the National Health Fund. And the Service Excellence Award. Now I need you to give this organization another big round of applause. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. So congratulations. COVID did a job on us. One of the things that I'm happy about is that we didn't sit back and do nothing. We worked. Some of us, even to this day, continue to work from home because we discovered that contrary to what the beliefs were, there are some of us who could work efficiently from home. In my organization, and I'm not patting myself on the shoulder, I'm just telling you how it is that we should operate in the space. That very first few months, I got Staff of the Quarter Award working from home, and I worked from home the entire 3 years of COVID. And how did I do it, you might ask, is a state secret. They would beat me if I tell you. But suffice it to say, it can be done. It's about the approach that you take. It's about your commitment to service excellence. It's about wanting to have the best results for your organization and for the people that you serve. All right? So very important. All right, I've said enough and kept you in suspense enough. So there was another bit of work that was taking place behind the scenes. Or not necessarily behind the scenes, because some of you are able to see it. You know when Christmas come and you put on pretty dandan? Stop acting as if you don't come from the rural parts of Jamaica, some of you. You don't know what dandan is, pretty dandan. Yes, man, you put on your finest and you step out in style, your high heel boot and your hat and your pretty frock. Do you remember when people used to go to the Norman Manley International Airport on the waving gallery? Yes, they had on their finest. How many of you even know about the waving gallery? There's a generational issue here. Yes. We used to go and wave as the planes were taking off, as if our relatives, yes, would take jolly bus to go to the airport into our pretty dandan to wave goodbye to our relatives as they flew off into the sunset, some of them. Well, organizations put on pretty dandan, and we're going to reward them for having put on the pretty dandan. So we're talking now about decor, front office decor. Entries were judged on creativity, 30 points, interpretation of the theme, 30 points, originality, 20 points, and construction of the design, 20 points. So these people had to be very good in terms of construction. The first judging panel narrowed the entries down to the top 5. And the final judging panel had the even more challenging task of selecting the final winners from this top 5 group. And so we're pleased to announce our top 3 entries. I should tell you who the top 5 were first, right? Since I mentioned them. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, the Office of the Services Commission, Portland Courthouse, and the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Somebody's in here from Portland Courthouse. Yes, I heard that. All right. Now, last year, we were not able to give those awards. And so it's a double award ceremony we're having for this front office decor competition. I'm going to invite you, Madam Cabinet Secretary, to join me up here so that you can, because you are in your pretty dandan, so you're going to give out the award for pretty dandan. Front office decor. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. The winner of the front office decor competition for the year 2022 was, is, and shall ever remain the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. And I'm right, was because it was 2022, is because they're just getting the award, and forever will be because nobody can take that title from them. Right? Put your hands together once again for the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. And I'm going to ask the representatives not to go too far because we want to have a picture opportunity a bit later on. So hold your horses. No, don't leave yet. Remember now that I said this is 2, you know, 2. Yes. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, 2023 was a ding-dong battle. Ding-dong. Who do you think took the top prize for 2023?
Top 5.
I don't have a list of top 5 for, is the same top 5? Oh. Yes, bro. It's this year's top 5 I read, apparently. So it's still top 5. Look at the trophy. Who do you think took the top prize? There was a tie for 3rd place, by the way. We have 3rd place prize? We have 2nd place prize? All right. I'm going to announce who the 3rd place tie was between for this year, 2023. I don't know how you all found time to decorate offices in 2023, given all the hard work that you had to put in because of COVID. But it really does speak volumes about your commitment. In third place, a tie. And you're going to put your hands together, and I promise I won't keep you holding that for too long. Put your hands together for the third place, and these two organizations tied for third place. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. Don't get up out of your seats. We'll take you all for the picture up. I think we can include everyone who did well in the competition. In second place, the Office of the Services Commission. Put your hands together for them so they place second. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are in 2023, and I think on my paper there's a little bit of an issue in terms of what I'll... Come here, Miss Marjorie. Let me clarify this, because I want to make sure nobody beats me when I'm done here today. We're consulting. This is what judges do. I'm not a judge. Should I turn off the mic?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, I'm good. All right. All right. So. They tell me I'm correct. So I'm going to make the announcement, and I need a drum roll. You notice how good they are, the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, who didn't know they had won, they're already on it. So this next organization that I'm going to announce, their names will be on it next year when we come to give out the award again. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of Front Office Decor for 2023 is the Ministry of No. Remember now that they won, pardon me, 2022. No. Ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to have a coughing fit, I need to drink some water. Let me just quickly announce the Ministry of Education as the winner for 2023. You see why I had to consult? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, you see how Dr. Kassan Troop happy? Yes. Put your hands together for the Ministry of Education. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know you can actually do better than that. I want a rousing round of applause that acknowledges the hard work that was put in by all of the organizations, whether they won or not. We have to recognize that it takes a lot while you're doing your regular job, right? While you're doing your regular job to take on some of these projects. But it's about the feel-good factor. If your place looks good, you feel better. Think about Christmas is coming up. All when we don't have money, we're going to find money to buy paint. We're going to paint the house. We're going to take down the curtains that we used from last year because we've washed them and put them away and we're putting them back up. I grew up in a household where, you remember when they used to have the break front? Or they had a smaller one? How many times per year did those things come out? Once. And what did we do with them? We did what? We washed them and put them right back. They were never, ever used. Our parents are the best. Yes. Yes. So, and they were teaching us service excellence, you know, because you know what that was about? If a visitor came to our house, we were able to go into that cabinet and take out the best that the family had to offer. So you see how there is this tie-in, and sometimes we don't understand that these are some of the lessons that we're being taught. Before I make my final remarks, I'm going to invite the Cabinet Secretary to come back and just say a few words to us. I know that you must be very proud of the work that has been done by the public servants. All right, and just before I invite the Cabinet Secretary to address us, I invite you to come back. Minister Morgan, I'm sure that you have a few words to say as well. Come, Minister. Put your hands together for Minister Morgan.
I need my cabinet submissions to reach cabinet, so I cannot say no. When the CabSec tries to extort me to give a speech. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Well, yes, good morning. It's really good to see you all today. 3 years ago, we would not have been able, or 2 years ago, we were not able to sit like this. And even if we did, we would not be able to know who is who based on the mask that you are wearing. So I think we must give thanks and also pay our respects to those who are no longer with us, who we lost during the period of COVID. I had postcab this morning, and something struck me that postcab is always on time. And people are surprised that postcab is always on time because there's a perspective by some that excellence and efficiency is not typical of government. And I think that, and I said it to Metri Siaga this morning, that not because we're government means we can't do the things the right way. And I think this ceremony demonstrates that though we are public servants and though we are public officers, we too are interested in the concept of excellence in service and in our actions. And I think even for those who did not win today, we need to give ourselves a round of applause that we're able to have a function like this, to recognize our colleagues who have really done some hard work. I'm really tired of NHF winning all the awards. So next year, I laying down the gauntlet. Next year, I need to see I don't want NHF on the stage ever again. But congratulations to NHF. They have been a real trailblazer in demonstrating excellence in governance, in leadership, and service delivered to the people of Jamaica. And the last thing I want to say is that these are not just awards. This process is not just about recognizing you for the work. It's a demonstration to the people of Jamaica that the government is working for them, and the people who are working for them actually care about them. I remember the days when you had to send in a request for medicine from NHF and wait days to get it. Those things do not happen again. I remember when you wanted to get an NHF card, you had to write and get 10 people to certify it, and you have to wait 3 months and call and call. And it shows the positive evolution, not just at the NHF, but also at the Ministry of Agriculture and several other areas. I can talk about RGD. I can talk about the passport office. Many people don't know that you can get a passport in 1 day. When in America, yes. How long does it take to get a passport in the great United States? 3 months. So a lot of the times you see people and they make these negative comments about government and the work that we're doing. We are trailblazers, not just in Jamaica, but globally, doing things that other first world countries cannot do. So I think that we should all be thankful and we should all be appreciative. And we should use this as an example that the government, the state, the public service can be leaders in efficiency, effectiveness, and demonstrating concern and care for the people we serve. Once again, congratulations, and thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. And now we invite the Cabinet Secretary to come back and say a few words to us.
Thank you, Althea. Thank you, Minister. And colleagues all, I thank you for your presence here. This is testament of your commitment and your interest in excellent customer service in government. And I feel this morning, I feel very good. I feel that we are on a mission and that I have behind me persons who are committed to this mission of excellence, and that we collectively, individually, can make a difference in government. And yes, Minister, many things have happened. I talk all the time, the changes that I have experienced over the years, being in the public service. I've not worked anywhere else besides the public service, and if I have to do it all over again, I would commit my career, my life to the public service. And much has been achieved. We have a lot more to do. And I want to thank the modernization branch of the Office of the Cabinet for their resilience, their perseverance, their stick-to-itiveness, their commitment and passion about service excellence. Mrs. Johnson, CTD, and her team, and my colleague PSAs, heads of agencies, I am asking you, I'm using this platform to ask you to vision with us, to be passionate as we are about service excellence. And not only are we going to talk it, but now we are going to leave here today with the resolve that we are going to see our vision translated into reality, and we are going to live it. We are going to implement the programs, the various programs and initiatives in our ministries and in our agencies. And in the end, simple things, in the end, Jamaica will be proud, and we will be proud of what we can and have achieved over the years. How it feels good to know that somebody, the minister spoke earlier this morning, that it's not about your status and the amount of money you have. It's about the dignity of being a human being and being treated with respect and the dignity that you deserve as a human being. And persons can walk away and feel that they have got quality service. I want to feel that I have been given this privilege to serve my country, and that I am doing it to the best of my ability. I am giving my total self to serve others. And the minister did quote what Jesus said, what the Bible said. He's come not to be served, but to serve. And let us leave here today with that kind of commitment, that we are here to serve and to serve well. Thank you very much, colleagues. I'm very happy for the turnout. And next year, next time, we don't know where. God bless.
Thank you so very much, Mrs. Sewell. This has been a really feel-good morning, hasn't it? Yes, it has been. So on your tables, you will see these calendars, yes, and there are some pens. They're not for decoration. Please take them up now and put them into your bags. They are your gifts. So those you take home with them. So even if you think you won nothing today, you walk away with something. Yes, so tuck those away and take those along with you. So on your program, it says that we're going to have lunch. But I don't do lunch unless lunch is blessed, unless the meal is blessed. And so we're going to invite to come and bless the meal for us before I give my closing remarks, Mrs. Beverly Seaton Bernard.
Clasp your hands and close your eyes. Our kind Heavenly Father, we thank you yet another time for your goodness and your mercies. We thank you for this gathering, this fellowship, this feel-good moment that together as a nation, as a public service, we are working to improve and to deliver, to fulfill our national pledge so that under God, all of Jamaica will live to see and to be the nation that we are and can be. We thank you for this gathering one more time. We thank you for those who have taken the time out of their schedules to be here with us. May you bless the meals that will be served. Bless it to our bodies, and we offer our bodies to your service. We thank you again in Jesus' name. Amen.
You may unclasp your hands and open your eyes. I haven't heard that in such a long time. Thank you so very much, Mrs. Bernard. Bless you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the official part of the ceremony, but what remains is lunch and networking. And there's no better way to network than to have a meal with each other. Eh? We got that example from that Last Supper. Networking is important. Sitting down and having a meal is important. I hope that you're leaving here today inspired. You're leaving here today wanting to do more in your organization. So next year, you will be, wherever it is that the function is held, you will be on the stage collecting your award. A couple of thoughts I leave with you. Teddy Roosevelt said, "People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care." I implore you to go out and show people how much you care. Be a living, breathing, walking testimony to excellent customer service. And I leave this with you. Connie Edler says, excellent customer service is the #1 job in the company. It is the personality of the company and the reasons customers come back. Without customers, there is no company. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your meal. God bless you. And make sure you continue to be good examples of excellent customer service. So let me just point out that what you're seeing in terms of the video, images of the front office decor, the competition that, yes, so just so you can get a sense of why people won in the different categories.